Hi everyone, Melody here, mama of 4 in our blended family of 6. Welcome to Homeschool Happy Hour. Today we're going to talk about our quarterly update for my 7th grader, the bookworm, and look and see what curriculum in the last couple months, or what curriculums in the last couple months have worked for us, what curriculums are not working for us, and what curriculums are needing a little bit of an adjustment. Stick around and let's check things out. All right, before we go any further, make sure you take a minute to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, check us out on Instagram at Homeschool Happy Hour, and follow along as new videos come out so that we can share with you curriculum reviews, homeschooling tips, life as a homeschooling blended family, and all that other good stuff. Today, like I said, we're going to look at curriculum that we've been using for this year. If you're new to our channel, then you might or might not have caught some of my other videos where I talked about making a huge shift in the way we homeschool. This is our 8th year homeschooling, but for the first 7 years, we were very close to, if not all the way, on the public school at home bandwagon, which the long and short of it wasn't working really well for any of us. And so I decided to make a shift in how we do things so that we could have a happier, healthier, more productive homeschool. This shift has been a challenge for me. I like structure, graphs, schedules, all that kind of stuff. I thrive on them. I always want to see how many things I can get done. But I've noticed as I've stepped back and taken on this less is more outlook on things, we have been learning so much more. My kids are getting along better with each other, with me. We're happier, they are absorbing more information, and they're starting to love learning again. I remember when they were really little and they loved learning, and then I started to crush that by putting on too much. And so I acknowledge that, we're making a change, and the first 2 months of this year have been pretty much completely new for us. And so I just wanted to share with you what's working and what needs adjustment. We'll start with my planner briefly. We started off the year with this homeschool routine plan. If you want more detail, there is a video about that. I have made some adjustments to this as we have discovered what things take more time, less time, and shifted some things around. Fortunately, this plan has been allowing us to have a lot of free time and personal interest exploration. So that has been fantastic. We have our homeschool block schedule so that we know just the block schedule the whole day, what kind of things we're working on. And then in the beginning of the year, I had a schedule that I was working with that I had printed off from another homeschooler, trying not to reinvent the wheel or whatnot, but it didn't take very long for me to discover it didn't work for us. We do a 3-day, 4-day week alternately, and so we A, had a lot of wasted paper, and B, with our block schedule, that one just wasn't kind of going with the flow we were looking for. So I created this new form. It's got a space for our morning block and our afternoon block, and then the kids just write in what we've worked on, rather than having all the spots where it's math, science, history, and they have to fill out what they did. One sheet of paper covers 2 weeks, so that does save us some space. I've got our first 4-day week on the front, and then our second 3-day week, along with a spot where I or the children can write down what we love learning. There's a space for notes down here, and the kids each have one of these in their binders as well, so that they can also take responsibility for tracking what they're doing. You can see here's an example of one that's already been filled out. So it's last week, and so that is our first adjustment that we've made this year. Okay, so the first couple things that we added that were totally new to us that we will absolutely be keeping are, number 1, drum roll please, poetry tea time. I really like using this. This is like my new favorite thing. So this is going really well. We'll absolutely keep doing it. The next thing that we're doing that has gone really well, this is a huge hit with the kids, is the mystery activity. So we are going to be doing this one only once a month. The kids are asking to do it more often, and so if I can incorporate that more often, I might, but I'm trying to resist the urge to overschedule things, as is my long time habit. So right now we're just sticking with once a month. If they're asking me to do something, I know it's a win. All right, the next thing, geography. We have been doing geography. We've been doing crash course geography videos, which have been great. And then I pulled out this resource, which I have had on my shelf for a very long time. I thought about getting rid of it a few times, but every time I looked at it, I was like, no, someday we'll use it. And now we're using it and we're loving it. We are not making our way through the countries as quickly as I planned, but we're getting a lot more in depth than I thought we would, which is great because the kids are really loving it. It covers kindergarten through 12th grade. So this is an amazing resource. If you have not ever heard of it, now you have. Check it out if you're interested. I should probably do a review on this. Maybe I will. Okay, next we have History of Us. We've used this in the past. We're continuing to use it this year. We've not been getting through it as quickly either because we used to read it every single day. The chapters are pretty short, but then if I do that with everything, then we totally lose track of our less is more philosophy. And so we've only been doing it once or twice a week. But we have been delving in a lot deeper into some of the subjects that it hits on. But there are multiple chapters that are talking about Native American culture and how it was affected during the founding of our country. And so we've delved deeply into that. We've had a lot of topics that we've been able to cover, just starting off with the short chapters in here and then building on it. It's gone really well. All right, the next one, we're doing health. Right now we're looking through reproductive health and puberty. And so this resource has been great for that. Of course, health covers more than that. And so we will be talking about food and fitness and all that kind of stuff. But right now we're still talking about puberty because we're just talking about it really slowly because we don't need to go crazy up in here. All right, the next one that we have, let me get this over here. Lightning Literature and Composition. All right, so this one, grade 7, is structured very differently than the earlier grades. And the bookworm had requested that she be able to work on it more independently. So I'm trying to respect that. And I definitely encourage independence. The trouble I'm having with it is I basically just gave her the list. It gives you a list, like a checklist of things you're supposed to accomplish each week. And it has it set up, like right now she's reading Tom Sawyer, and it's like, okay, this week you're supposed to read chapter 5 through 10. Well, I told her if she completes the week's work, then she can take a break. She doesn't have to keep working on it. Well, the kid is a speed reader. She hasn't read this whole book yet because she's been taking it slow because she's been just reading however many chapters. But she could read this book in one sitting. And so reading the whole book has taken up, according to the lesson directions, it's like, I don't know, like 4 weeks or something to read this whole book. And so she's like, but Mom, I'm 2 weeks ahead, I'm 3 weeks ahead because I already read all this ahead. So I'm resisting the urge to try and push her to get it done faster because I want her to enjoy it. But I've started watching a little bit more carefully to make sure that she is still taking the time to do some other things other than just spend 4 weeks reading a book that she could finish in one day. We'll see how that goes. So far, it's okay. She's definitely not behind. English language arts is her strength, so I'm not worried about it too much, but I kind of got like a yellow flag there. Let's watch that a little bit and see how it goes. Okay, our next one, personal interest has taken a huge, what's the word I'm looking for? We have moved towards a lot of focus on personal interest. And so I got this Thinking Tree book for the bookworm because she really loves photography. She has barely used it at all. She said she wasn't really into the book, but she has taken some out-school classes on photography, watched YouTube videos. She's definitely working on the personal interest that she chose. And so This book, unfortunately, hasn't taken as much of a role in our day as I thought it would, but it's really not that important because she's working on personal interest stuff. She's learning, she's moving forward. So we'll just call it one of those things that you get that you probably didn't need, but now we have it. Our next curriculum that we're making a change to is The Story of Science. We're loving this book. This book is beautiful, informative, the storyline is interesting, but the chapters are significantly longer than Joy Hakim's History of Us books. And so we are not making it through these very quickly because we're trying to delve into the information as we get it. The teacher guide that comes with this book, unfortunately, when I got it, I looked at it and it was like geared for classroom or homeschool. But as I'm using it, it's very, very classroom structured. And we're working hard to get away from classroom structure. So we probably won't be using this as much. It did come with some tips on building a timeline, which I will absolutely continue to do. So I'm gonna pick and choose some things out of there. But for the most part, we're gonna set that teacher guide aside and just focus on working through the materials, delving deeper into the things that interest us, and that, because that seems to be more effective. Otherwise the kids are bored, cranky, they complain, they don't wanna do it. We're also doing the MEL chemistry so that we get some hands-on science experiments, and the kids are loving those for the most part. We've had a couple that are kind of a dud, but for the most part, it's gone really well. Before I get into the one piece of curriculum that I did 100% change, we started the year off with Rosetta Stone for our foreign language. The bookworm is doing French, and we have shifted from Rosetta Stone to Lingo Pi. The girls are really enjoying Lingo Pi. They're asking if they can watch more of it. I'm more of a fan of how Rosetta Stone is structured, but if they're doing it just to get it done, they're not engaged and they're fighting it versus asking to do it, I'm gonna go with the latter because I want them to engage with and enjoy learning a foreign language. And so that has shifted. We still have our Rosetta Stone subscription and I'm still going to encourage them to use it from time to time, but mostly we've been focusing on Lingo Pi. I feel like I'm forgetting something else, but I don't know what it is. So we'll just skip to the big one, math. The bookworm has been telling me that she wishes math would go die in a hole. That is a direct quote. She doesn't like math. She's never been a big fan of math. She really likes reading, writing, language arts, all that kind of stuff. That is her happy place. Math is not her happy place. So I got this book with the idea that it's based more on reading than busy work. She really likes that. She really likes the structure of this book. She enjoys doing it like that. Unfortunately, the math material itself is still a little bit too challenging for her. And this is the lowest level that this goes. So we took a step back into the Art of Problem Solving's, I don't know if you'd call it, its sister curriculum or whatever, companion curriculum. It's for younger kids and she's 11. So the younger curriculum goes up to age 13. So it's definitely still within her age range, but it's Beast Academy. And she didn't want to do it because she's not into comic books. She felt like it was too childish for her. She likes things like this, except it's just a little bit too hard. So I made the executive decision to move her to Beast Academy. Now I started off with the online version because I just got the package where you could do the online and the books, and the online was available sooner. Well, she fought me on it. She was a little bit upset about it. I told her to give it a week, try it out, and then we could talk about it at the end of the week to see how it went. On day 2, she was asking me if we could keep it. So I don't think she's ever going to admit to ever liking math, but she has gotten to the point where she's asking me if she can get online and play math games and work on her Beast Academy account. So Beast Academy again for the win. She is doing the level 5 Beast Academy, which is the highest level. That that portion goes. The next level after that is this. So I'm hoping that as she works through that level 5, it will prepare her adequately for next year. But for now, this is getting put on the shelf until next year. I'm just really happy that she's found a math that she is enjoying. So I think that is a full overview of what we're keeping, what we're changing, what has some small adjustments to it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and follow along. Drop a comment in the box if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer them quickly. I hope that your school year is going well and that you guys are having a lot of fun together and feeling confident about what you're doing. I will catch you next time.